The 5 streamers who rebuilt their careers, and the 5 who never recovered. The internet forgets some scandals, but never lets go of others. In 2021, IShowSpeed appeared on Adin Ross's dating stream and made disturbing remarks toward influencer Ash Cash after she rejected a hypothetical question. The clip spread instantly. Speed said Twitch indefinitely suspended him for sexual coercion or intimidation. And for many viewers, this looked like the moment his career had gone too far.
Say if we're the last 2 people on Earth, and we had to reproduce to make the world continue.
No!
Reproduce with me?
No, because that means our kids will have to intertwine, and then their kids, no.
Who gonna stop me?
I will.
Who's gonna stop me?
I will.
If we the last 2 people on Earth, who gonna stop me?
Gee,
You're not stopping me. If we the last 2 people on Earth, who gonna stop me?
Yeah, come on. Hold up.
But Speed was still extremely young, and his career did not continue in the same direction. He moved his live streams to YouTube, expanded into football, music, and international travel, and gradually became known less for that one clip and more for his chaotic but increasingly global entertainment. Twitch lifted the ban in 2023. When Speed finally returned to streaming there in July 2025, he reached 1 million Twitch followers within days. The incident was never erased, but it stopped being the first thing most people associated with his name.
I am literally unbanned, y'all. Yes, chat, this is my account. It's been 2 years, y'all. It's been 2 damn years.
The internet did not forget what Speed said. It simply watched him become someone much bigger afterward. When Pokimane launched her Mina Snacks cookies in 2023, viewers criticized the price, approximately $28 for a 4-pack. During a live stream, she responded to one critic with,
People are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but...
The clip escaped its original conversation and quickly became the entire story. For a creator whose image had long been built around being friendly and relatable, the remarks sounded dismissive of the same audience supporting her businesses. Pokimane apologized, explaining that she had intended it as a joke directed at one rude chatter, not at everyone who could not afford the product. She also acknowledged that the cookies could be expensive and said the company would continue considering its pricing. The apology did not convince everybody, and the internet continued joking about the phrase. But the incident eventually became a meme rather than a permanent collapse of her career. Why? Because it looked like one careless response, not the revelation of a hidden pattern. Sometimes forgiveness depends less on how embarrassing the clip is and more on whether viewers believe it represents the creator's normal behavior.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. This video is to address recent comments and criticisms that I've received. I know this video is long overdue and I planned a vacation for around this time, but I honestly should not have taken any time off prior to acknowledging or addressing or apologizing for these things. Not only that, but I should have properly apologized when the incidents actually occurred. It shouldn't have taken me this long to come to a proper understanding of how to handle these situations and how to apologize for that.
In August 2023, Cenat announced that he would give away PlayStation 5 consoles and other items in New York's Union Square. Thousands arrived. The event quickly became uncontrollable. People climbed vehicles, damaged property, threw objects, and fought with police. Dozens were arrested, several people were injured, and Kai was taken.
Y'all about to see NYPD, bro. Look, police over there. Welcome to New York, bro. I'm telling you, it's a lot of y'all out there right now. Everybody who's out there, make sure y'all safe. Appreciate everybody who popped out for y'all, bro. We gonna make sure it's safe. Bro, we're not gonna do nothing until it's safe. Yeah, we gotta make sure it's safe. Everybody's good. But find us already. Hold on. Play this whole side if you could. So he can see. Yeah, look. Oh, they see already, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, it feels so good to be here. Like, hometown, like, it's home court advantage. We got home court advantage, bro. Home court advantage. Look at this. Look at them. They standing like a f***ing unity, bro. God, we gotta get right here. I think this is a civil right. That's right now? I bet. So we out. God damn.
Kai condemned the destructive behavior and acknowledged that he had underestimated the responsibility attached to his influence. The legal case was later dropped after he posted a public apology and paid $55,000 in restitution. The defendants collectively paid more than $57,000. What saved Kai's reputation was not pretending nothing had happened. He addressed it, accepted financial responsibility, and changed how his large public events were organized. The controversy remained serious, but it did not become the center of his identity. Kai returned to major productions, record-breaking streams, and mainstream events. The internet saw the giveaway as a massive failure of planning, but not as proof that everything Kai represented was fake. In January 2023, Atrioc accidentally revealed a browser tab connected to explicit deepfake material involving female streamers. The people depicted had never consented to the images. The backlash became even more emotional because several of the affected creators were his friends and colleagues. Atrioc initially delivered a tearful livestream apology with his wife beside him, a decision many viewers felt made the situation even more uncomfortable.
I'll probably give you like 5, just because I don't want to say it a bunch of times, so if you just give me like 5 minutes, I'll talk about it. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. I'm not trying to get hearts or anything. I'm gonna talk about it in 5 minutes. I just don't want too many crazy comments. Sorry.
Then Atrioc stopped trying to solve the problem with words. He stepped away, consulted affected creators, and began funding efforts to remove non-consensual deepfake content from the internet. He said he initially provided $60,000 to a law firm helping creators issue takedowns. 6 months later, he reported spending more than $120,000 on the wider effort. Not everyone forgave him, and they were not obligated to. But the public reaction to his later updates was noticeably different because his apology had produced measurable action. He could not reverse what appeared on his screen. He could only decide what he did after it. And many viewers believed that part mattered. Before Tyler 1 became one of League of Legends' most recognizable personalities, Riot Games treated him like someone the game needed to remove completely. His reputation was built around verbal abuse, intentionally ruining matches, harassing players, and repeatedly returning on new accounts after bans.
Saved.
In 2016, Riot placed an ID ban on him. Any account identified as Tyler 1's could be banned immediately.
No! Right, you guys are a bunch of fucking clowns. You serious, dude? Banned? No message? Banned? No message? Banned?
For 613 days, Tyler 1 could not publicly play the game that had made him famous, but instead of disappearing, he turned reformed into a running storyline. Riot monitored his private accounts, reviewed his behavior, and eventually lifted the ban in January 2018. His return stream drew enormous attention. Tyler 1 did not become calm. He remained loud, angry, and unpredictable. But the audience began seeing the rage as performance rather than genuine destruction. His biggest weakness became his character, and one of streaming's clearest redemption arcs. Later that year, Riot invited the player it had once removed from the game to appear at an official North American Championship broadcast. For 4 years, nobody publicly knew why Twitch had permanently banned Dr. Disrespect. That mystery became part of his character. He repeatedly suggested that even he had not received a clear explanation. His fans treated the ban like an injustice and waited for the truth. Then, in 2024, the truth changed the entire story.
Yeah, just keep ignoring the issue and putting up this act. God, I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine because I'm dealing with a deeper depression and I like to project.
So glad you're back. Hey, I appreciate it, Shane. It's good to be back to a certain degree, right? We got to figure out this monetization thing. So September 25th is basically when we can reapply for partnership on YouTube, you know? For almost 4 years, champs, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement.
Dr. Disrespect acknowledged exchanging messages with a minor through Twitch's former whisper system. He described them as conversations that sometimes lean too far in an inappropriate direction while denying criminal intent or plans to meet the person. The response was immediate. YouTube suspended his monetization. His game studio ended its relationship with him. Sponsors and professional partners distanced themselves. He eventually returned to streaming and retained loyal supporters, but the mystery that had protected his reputation was gone. Every conversation about his comeback now begins with the same incident. Some scandals become part of a creator's past. This one became the headline attached to his name. Johnny Somali built his content around deliberately provoking people in public. His live streams across different countries repeatedly generated outrage, but his actions in South Korea crossed from offensive content into criminal consequences. He disrupted businesses and public transport, harassed people, and performed an insulting stunt at a memorial honoring victims of wartime sexual slavery.
Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima? Nagasaki? You know why you do this? Pearl Harbor? Hiroshima, Nagasaki! Yes, man, nigga, yes, Hiroshima. About the phone, nigga, spy balloon. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know why we do to you niggas? Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we destroy it. Because you niggas don't know how to behave. Wallahi billahi wa tallahi. I swear to God. You do again, we're gonna do again. You understand? You understand, Hiroshima?
Somali eventually apologized and claimed he had not understood the memorial's meaning. But the apology came after the outrage had spread across South Korea and after authorities had already begun acting. In April 2026, a South Korean court sentenced him to 6 months in prison after finding him guilty of several charges, including obstruction of business and distributing fabricated sexually explicit material. At that point, this was no longer merely an offensive clip people could scroll past. His entire identity had become connected to provoking strangers for attention and the real-world consequences that followed. The internet had seen too many incidents to treat this as one isolated mistake. Poseidon helped popularize modern IRL streaming, but he also became an early example of what happens when a streamer's relationship with viewers becomes dangerously uncontrolled. His Twitch career ended after a viewer used his publicly revealed location to call in a false bomb threat against his flight. Yet the controversy that permanently reshaped his reputation came years later and involved his own followers' money.
Thread on Reddit who said, "I've been watching for a long time and ICE is downplaying a lot of shit he's told the reporter. I distinctly remember how he didn't give a fuck about leaking the girl's number and baiting the racist song request. Ha ha ha. ICE is such a good fucking liar. Holy shit, lol."
Okay, first of all, I did not leak the girl's number on purpose because I knew that would result in a ban, so why the fuck would I do that? And did I bait the racist song requests when I was a RuneScape streamer? Now, I wouldn't say that I baited the racist song request, but I will say that the racist song request made me a fuckload of money, so I didn't bait the shit, but did I have like a suspicion that a song was about to be racist? I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not fucking stupid. Like, I have a suspicion, but I don't want a song to be racist because clearly that would get me in trouble. But hey, you know what I mean? Fucking.
ICE promoted a cryptocurrency project called CX Coin to his community. After investors placed money into the project, he removed hundreds of thousands of dollars in liquidity. During CoffeeZilla's investigation, ICE acknowledged taking the money and indicated he planned to prioritize himself rather than return most of it. Reports estimated that approximately $500,000 was taken from investors, with ICE retaining roughly $300,000. Unlike a bad joke or a failed public event, this controversy involved fans who trusted him financially. And once viewers believe a creator treated their loyalty as something to cash out, rebuilding that trust becomes almost impossible. The internet did not simply dislike ICE's content. Many former supporters felt used by it. Sneako did not lose public trust because of one accidental clip. His reputation changed through repetition. Over time, increasingly inflammatory commentary became the foundation of his content. His YouTube channels were terminated in 2022 following repeated policy violations, including misinformation-related content. He later faced restrictions and bans across other major platforms.
So funny in the chat, the white people are crying. This is a great one. You're coping, bitch. W. Elon. W. Steve Jobs. You didn't make shit. Cry. First off, dipshit, you're not Elon or Steve Jobs. Second, Elon Musk talks every day on Twitter about the white genocide. Every day. The white birth rate is declining. I see him every day tweeting about this. You know what he tweets an hour later? AI hentai porn.
Check your LLS for once.
AI hentai porn. One day, white race is declining. You need to have kids. Kids is one of the greatest human experiences. Everyone should have as many kids as possible. And then he's promoting grok hentai anime porn. Why do you think their birth rate is declining? Maybe because they're jerking off to hentai porn instead of having kids.
The unusual part is that Sneako repeatedly returned. Twitch reinstated his account in 2024 before another permanent ban later that year. YouTube eventually allowed him back through a reinstatement program in 2025. But platform access did not create reputational forgiveness. Each return restarted the same argument. Was Sneako being punished for challenging opinions, or had his content repeatedly crossed into misinformation, discrimination, and harmful rhetoric? His supporters see him as someone refusing to be controlled. His critics see the bans as a pattern rather than persecution. And that is why the internet never truly moved beyond the controversy. The controversy became the reason people watched. Adin Ross remains massively successful. But popularity and forgiveness are not the same thing. His streams evolved from gaming and celebrity conversations into increasingly confrontational broadcasts featuring divisive guests, unmoderated moments, and political or cultural controversies. In 2023, Twitch permanently suspended him. He moved his audience to Kick, where fewer platform restrictions became part of the appeal.
Eddie, ABC, Kick. If we do not do everything in our power to sign Rice Gum, we are fucked. If Rumble gets Rice Gum before us, we are fucked. And I am ripping up the contract and going over there without a contract. Chat. If we do not get my brother Rice Gum on Kick, I am leaving.
Twitch lifted the ban in March 2025 after roughly 2 years. But the return did not produce the same clean redemption story as Tyler 1 or Speed. For one reason, Adin rarely presented his controversial era as something he wanted to leave behind. It became part of his identity. His fans respect him for saying what he wants and refusing to change for critics. His critics argue that repeated controversies, guests, and statements made the criticism impossible to separate from the entertainment. Adin still commands an enormous audience. But every new story about him immediately revives the old debate. The internet did not cancel him. It simply stopped agreeing on who he was. So what does the internet actually forgive? Usually, not the smallest mistake, the clearest change. A single apology can stop a controversy for one day. But only time, action, and different behavior can stop it from defining the creator forever.